Hello and welcome to USAirsoft. My name is Scott Slade Holmbeck, and today we review by request the VFC MP7 Navy, which can be found on airsoftstation.com for $300. There's a lot of other reviews out there on this machine pistol, so if you're really interested in purchasing this gun for yourself, go ahead and watch the others as well to get even more information. But with that said, let's get into our unboxing. The box itself is normal for an Umarex H&K replica and reminds me of the same size as the gas blowback UMP we went over before. On this side you'll be given information about the piece, but the real adventure begins once you open the box, like you normally should. After flipping open the box, you'll be met with a thin cardboard piece that will cover the contents of the box. After you plop that to the side, you'll notice a lot of plastic, but let's grab the manual bag first. Ah crap, I hope I can finish this review before my power goes out. I just heard thunder outside and the rain is falling. It's actually really nice. However, in this bag, you'll get your very thorough Umarex manual, a warranty card, and your normal Elite Force propaganda to read over. The next thing I'll bring out will come neatly packaged in a plastic cover, and it will be your 40 round metal magazine. I was able to fit 45 rounds into this magazine, however I've been told that you should never put too much stress on the magazine's followers by maxing them out. The magazine itself on the first fill was able to put out 55 rounds, and the second fill was able to pull out 49. But that is with green gas. However, this gun has some cooldown issues just like the UMP. But the magazine also bears H&K trademarks on its surface. Now we can pull the MP7 from the box and remove it from its plastic wrap so we can get into the actual gun. The MP7 itself weighs 4 pounds and is comprised mostly of a polymer body and is quite larger than the older KWA model. If you're not familiar with the controls of an MP7, then this next part should be a great lesson for you. So let's get into it. The VFC MP7 comes with a metal flash hider with the metal outer barrel with a very neatly located hop-up adjuster up front. I found .25s to work nicely with this hop-up, but then again I tend to use .25s with a lot of my rifles besides my M14s and my Polar Star M27. The body also features a quad rail setup that can be used by any grips, lasers, sights, and all other sorts of accessories that you may wish to use. 2 sling mounts can also be found, one on each side, near those rails. On the top you'll notice your removable flip-up sights. These are made of metal and don't feature any painted bits. They are simply plain black. The front of a post type and the rear of a peephole type. If we skip to the back, you'll find your other 4 sling mounts, 2 on the stock and 2 on the rear of the body. Next up we have the fire selector, which is pretty standard but ambidextrous. The selector will click in your preferred mode solidly, but the one we received was a little bit difficult to throw in the full auto sometimes. Semi is great and very responsive to the trigger, however the massive bolt does slow down the gun on full auto fast. If this is the gun for you, then buy a lot of silicone oil because this gun is definitely going to need it. Under the trigger guard you'll find a warning for you to read the user's manual before use, while the real steel caliber is engraved on the left side and a faithful H&K trade is on the right side. Also on this side you'll get a blurry message that this is not a toy and another H&K tray. The last of the trademarks will be on each side of the pistol grip and a small statement on the replica's real caliber behind the pistol grip under the body. The bolt release can be found on both sides of the MP7 and can easily be pushed downward to send the open bolt home whenever a new magazine is added or whenever you're finished gaming. Located behind the bolt release under the trigger will be your magazine release that can be a bit tricky for those new to this platform, but will be easy and convenient whenever you master it. The magazine is drop free whenever you release it, so be aware of this so you don't have a magazine fall to its death. Next up would be the secondary safety, which can be found on the trigger, which makes it difficult to fire if you're not really meaning to fire. You will have to completely wrap your trigger with pressure for it to completely activate. When it comes to the stock, you should feel comfortable with the VFC's 3-position retractable stock. The stock has about a 1/4 inch of play from side to side, but is sturdy enough to rely on. The back of the stock is also fitted with a rubberized backing so as to stay secure to your shoulder when firing. The stock can also be completely removed if need be by pulling up on the release tabs, one on each side of the body. Now for the breakdown of the MP7, you'll need to start by pushing out these 2 body pins. This can be done by hand, but to make things easier, you can always use an Allen wrench like I am here. After the pins are pushed out, you can now pull the entire back portion away from the rest of the body. With it will come the bolt, recoil spring, and rod, and a charging handle in one neat package. Now you can lube these pieces and do any maintenance if you need to, as well as clean out the inner barrel. This is a nice feature to see when a gun can come apart for cleaning easily, so you won't need to look around for any tools or keep your eye out for any disappearing parts, especially very small screws and ball bearings. When it came to Chrono's SMG, I found that the advertised FPS was not true for an 85-degree day. Now it was after a heavy downpour, which someone will say is the only reason for the FPS and the frequent double feeding the MP7 was having. Every other shot didn't seem to fire, and the recoil said the same, with a heavy normal shot followed by a weak blank shot. Now I did this chrono with different weights of BBs to simply show the steady drop, but I can't say I really see a normal drop, but that may be due to all the humidity from the evaporating rainfall. Things got a lot worse whenever I started to actually fire the MP7 for this review. I had so many broken BBs splinter my trap, and I found that BBs would sometimes jam themselves in between the piston and the bolt. I guess the real question now is, would I recommend this? I don't think I would. Unless we are just destined to always get lemons and faulty guns to review, then I don't think this investment is worth the trouble of buying. The gun was oiled and it was handled with the utmost of care, however we still had these issues. I guess that warranty card will be useful then. You asked for us to review this, and maybe it was for a good reason, because today I think we showed what our experience was like with the new VFC MP7. Well, it's not really new, just new to America. However, I hope you still enjoyed this requested review. Let us know in the comments below if you think we were wrong for making this review, or if you enjoy watching USAirsoft videos, as it motivates me to make more original content. Thank you for watching, and I'll be sure to see you all next time.